Hello, gorgeous beauties. I am Dragonflow, aka Frank, and I'm making a three-part video. One of them is healing your relationship with your opposite sex parent. So, if you're a man, healing your relationship with your mom. If you're a woman, healing your relationship with your dad. One is healing your relationship with your same-sex parent, which is if you're a man, healing with your relationship with your dad. If you're a woman, healing your relationship with your mom. And one is healing and analyzing your parents' relationship and how it's affecting you and your current relationships. By the way, please like, share, and subscribe if you like this content. And thank you so much for taking your time to watch it. So today's video is healing your relationship with your opposite sex parent, which I feel is the most important relationship to heal if you want to analyze your behavior and certain things that come up in your relationship. So for me, when I was growing up, I had this very contentious relationship with my mother where we would fight every 2 or 3 weeks, and we would not talk to each other for about 3 to 4 days. So we'd spend about 20 to 30% of the year not talking, which is a lot of time when you think about it. So through the years, this played a big part in how I perceived and saw relationships and behaved in relationships. So example, I dated one girl in my mid-20s, whereby every time we'd get into a fight, I would stop talking to her for 2 or 3 days, kind of like my mom did to me. And obviously, that severs and damages the relationship, and not it doesn't make it go forward very smoothly. Where eventually one of you or both of you fall out of love for being negligent in that period of time that you spend not talking. Whereas, suppose you could have communicated and made the relationship go along much more smoothly. So I don't know that this is the situation with you, but let's say you come from a single family household. It could be that your mother is very, very exhausted and doesn't have time to talk to you like you'd like, and maybe you feel ignored and neglected. Maybe you're not getting the best energy from her, and this is playing on your psyche and the way you feel about yourself and the way you approach talking to the opposite sex. So, like if you're a young boy and you're coming of age and your mom didn't make this time for you, maybe you're resentful towards women or you're angry towards them, and you feel like you're going to get this type of behavior from them, where they're going to ignore you, they're not going to emotionally satisfy you, they're not going to be there for you when you need. What I suggest is you take a journal, and on one column you take all the positive things that your mom did for you and aspects of the relationship that you really enjoyed. Could be that sometimes you had these really amazing conversations. It could be the food she cooked for you. It could be the fact that she prepared your lunch. It could be whatever it is. Qualities that she has that are very, very giving, very nurturing. And then in the opposite column, you want to put the things that are not necessarily bad in a way that you think about them in a way that's like completely negative, but just aspects of her character that could have could have been improved by her behavior, and aspects of that behavior that kind of hindered you moving forward and maybe made you a bit emotionally bankrupt. So just you analyze, okay, my mother ignored me more than I would like. Me and my mother didn't have the communication we should have had, and this is affecting how I behave in society and how I behave with women. My mother didn't give me the tools to value women because we didn't have this tight knit relationship, and we were a bit kind of scattered apart in the household for X variable reason. And you could journal as much of it as you want. And the idea of journaling it is not so you can have a pity party about for yourself. It's more so that you can address what issues you had with your mom in order to heal your relationship with your mom, and hopefully to have better relationships with women moving forward. Now, you also want to ask other women in your life, especially if you've had relationships or you're in relationships, you want to ask these women in your life what behaviors they don't like about you. And then see if it was maybe your opposite sex parent that helped manifest these negative attributes about you. Now, it's not necessarily because your partner doesn't like these behaviors that they're negative. Sometimes your partner doesn't like your behaviors because they can't one up on those behaviors. I mean, relationships are loving and caring, but they're also a little bit manipulative. So be careful what you get asked to fix in your character. But if your partner makes a legitimate statement about your character and your character flaws, and they're things that you actually have to really work on, then you might want to sit down with yourself and work on these things. See if they come from the opposite sex parent or interactions that you've had with the opposite sex parent, and see if you could do your best over weeks, months, or years to work and fine-tune your characters so that you could be a better version of yourself, and you could also be a better version of yourself in a relationship moving forward, so that you could have a positive relationship both with yourself and with your partner through this healing traumatic experiences that maybe that you had with the opposite sex parent. So that's it for today. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will hit you up with a few more videos in the next few days. Namaste.